Hey guys, today we got a 2006 Ford 6-liter in for an Airdog 165-5G installation. This will cover from your 2003 all the way up to 07 installations. First, we're going to start by unboxing your kit. First thing you're going to see is going to be your supplied wiring harness, your Airdog supplied hose, your installation manual. This will have the green warranty card and a sticker in here, so make sure you guys get that warranty card filled out and sent back to us within 30 days of purchase. You're going to have the pump itself. Again, this is going to be the 165-5G, so this is going to be showcasing our integrated diaphragm fuel pressure regulator. You'll have your sandwich plates for mounting our system to the frame rail. And then you'll have your sub-assembly box. In this sub-assembly box is going to be all the plastic fuel fittings and base fittings you may need, as well as installation hardware. Another thing that will be in here will be your Airdog return Y. This will conveniently tie your two factory return lines together and give you a nice simple connection for your Airdog return. Again, the fittings needed to make the fuel lines and the hardware needed to mount it. You'll have your spacer block for your mounting brackets and the cradle bracket that your pump itself sits into. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mount the pump in the cradle bracket assembly. Since we do know that this pump is going to replace your factory pump in the frame rail, we do know the orientation. So we can go ahead and get this mounted. You're going to get your 1/4-20 bolts out of your supplied mounting hardware bag. You're also going to have a lock washer and nut. We'll go ahead and get all these finger tight. We'll verify alignment with our filters. We'll show you that and then get these snugged up. So now we went ahead and threaded the fuel filter back on. And so you can see here, this bracket is slotted. So we want to make sure that we give the fuel filter enough room. So now that we've verified that this will clear properly, we're going to take our 7/16, snug these up. So now that we've got the pump mounted to the cradle bracket, we're going to get underneath the truck and we're going to see at which height we need to mount the pump assembly, as our sandwich plate style brackets allow for multiple different heights. So we'll get with you under the truck here and we'll figure out where we need to be. So we went ahead and we set the sandwich plate up there. We're going to locate what holes we need to be mounting to for proper height. It appears that we're going to want to be one away from the bottom, so we'll be in these two here. That'll tuck it up nice and tight. Make sure no road debris or anything can get to it. Nice clean installation. So now that we've located the mounting height we would like, you're going to use your supplied hardware. You're going to put your flathead bolts. They'll nest into the sandwich plate. Then we can go ahead and flip it over. You're going to use your spacer block and then mount your pump assembly on there. We'll go ahead and just get all these finger tight, and then we'll make sure that the pump is nice and straight before final tighten. So to make it a little bit easier, we're going to go ahead and install our Airdog Quick Connect fittings into the base. You're going to have two larger 3/4 UNFs. Then on the 5G, we upgraded this to a 7/16 UNF. I believe that is going to be a -3. I apologize, -4. So if a customer ever did want to convert to AN, it is easily adaptable with this new 5G unit, and larger, so you don't have to worry about breaking it. We're going to remove these red plugs. These red plugs are to hold in any test fluid in the pump, as these are 100% tested before they leave our facility. So we got our suction fitting here. This is going to be a 3/4 UNF. Take a 7/8 wrench. Get that nice and snug. Our outlet fitting is also going to be a 3/4 UNF. That's going to be a true Dash 8 O-ring boss. Again, easily adaptable if a customer would like. We're going to install our 7/16 UNF return fitting. This looks like a 9/16 wrench. Again, guys, these are O-ring boss fittings. There's really no need to crank them super tight, as the O-ring is your seal. So just get them nice and snug and you're good to go. So now that we've got these fittings installed in the pump, we're going to get back underneath the truck. We're going to get our other sandwich plate, and we're actually going to mount the pump to the frame rail. So we went ahead and fished up the other side of this sandwich plate. We'll let you see that here in a second. Then we're going to go ahead and get the pump up, get the nuts started, and then we'll get that bottom bolt installed. So we're going to go ahead and use our 9/16 wrench and socket and get these tightened up. So you're going to want to disconnect the fuel line on the top of the tank. You'll depress the one blue tab at the top and pull towards you to remove it. So now that we got that fuel line disconnected off the top of the tank, you're going to take the supplied Airdog hose. We're going to lube it up with some clean motor oil. And we're going to take a 3/8 90 fitting. We'll also lube that out. We'll press this into the hose, then we'll route it up to the top of the tank, connect it, pull it back to the pump so we can cut that hose to length, and that'll be the assembly of your suction hose. So now that we've routed the Airdog line from the top of the tank back to the Airdog, we're going to determine what length we need to cut it. Go ahead and cut the hose. And then we're going to press in one of our 1/2" straight quick connect fittings and connect it to the pump. So we're here at the factory lift pump. We're going to go ahead and prep this for our filler neck return tee and outlet line of the Airdog. So I went ahead and put our 3/8 fuel line disconnect tool. We're going to disconnect this 3/8 fuel line. This is where the Airdog outlet is going to connect. Then we're going to disconnect these two top fittings. That is where your Airdog return Y is going to install. So you're going to be like this. So the return Y is going to tie those two factory lines together. This is going to allow for the Airdog return to tie back in, and this is no longer used, as this is the hose that was connected to the top of the tank. So we're going to get these 3 lines popped off. We're going to pop these 2 electrical connectors off to verify that this pump doesn't have power after we remove the fuel lines, and then we'll make those other 2 lines. We're going to go ahead and install the Airdog return Y. It connects to your factory connections, and then we're going to zip tie it up to this factory fuel pump to make sure it doesn't get into the drive shaft. So now that we've prepped up at the factory lift pump, we're going to make the Airdog outlet line and then connect back to that factory connection. So first we're going to want to oil up our hose, and we're going to press in a 1/2" Airdog straight quick connect. So now that we've determined the length of the Airdog hose we need to get up to this factory quick connect, we're going to go ahead and cut the Airdog hose. We're going to press in our male 3/8 quick connect fitting, and it'll connect into that factory hose. But I'm going to have to get this routed a little bit since it's kind of tied up here. There's some brake lines. So I'll get this routed, we'll get this pressed in, and I'll get it connected. So we're going to go ahead and assemble our Airdog return line. At your quick connect at the pump itself, we're going to press in a 3/8 straight fitting that's already pre-installed in this hose. And this hose is going to route up to your return Y that we installed off of your factory return fittings off of the factory lift pump. So I'm going to go ahead and route this through, connect it at the pump assembly, and then we'll get down to trimming the line at the return tee. So now that we've routed the hose up to your return Y, we've determined that the length we need the Airdog hose. I'm going to go ahead and get that cut and get a 3/8 straight quick connect pressed in. we're going to install the Airdog wiring harness. First, we're going to start by mounting the relay. Then we're going to run the positive and negative to the battery. And then we're going to have to find a key on fuse. So first steps first, though, we're going to get this relay mounted. Now we are going to connect it to the battery itself. It's an 8mm, and then we're going to do it with this 10mm stud for the positive. So we'll go ahead and get those installed. We'll drop the harness down to the Airdog. After we do our key on fuse tap, we'll drop that down and then connect to the Airdog, and we're done. So now we're going to go ahead and install our fuse tap. This is going to be the key on power. This will signal the Airdog to turn on whenever the key is in the run position. We've located under this hood fuse box, there's going to be a 10 amp fuse. It's fuse spot 11. It's going to be for your ADS module. You're going to want to go ahead and remove that fuse. You're going to install it back into our Add-A-Link fuse tap. And then you'll install this fuse tap in the location of where you removed that fuse. We'll go ahead and get the lid back on that. We're going to toss this down to the Airdog, get it connected, and then we'll just have to zip tie this wiring harness up, and the installation is complete. So now that we've audibly heard the pump change tones, we had to cycle the key 2 or 3 times with this particular application. We can go ahead and start the vehicle up. Now that we got it primed up, we're going to go ahead and get the lifts out of the way, back it out, and go on a test drive. In closing here, guys, we just finished up this installation of a DF-165-5G on the 6-liter. This is going to be applicable for all your 2003 through 2007 Fords. Pretty easy installation as it connects to the top of the tank. No in-tank modification needed. Just more of a plug-and-play style unit.